Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I've got another DIY for you and I'm going to show you how to make a rose-infused hair and body buttercream. So this is amazing because it can help to nourish and soften dry skin and dry hair, and it can also help the skin and the hair to retain moisture, which are necessary for healthy skin and hair. And because your hair is able to retain moisture for longer, it's going to help with length retention because your hair is not going to break. So overall, this buttercream can help to keep your skin or your scalp healthy and therefore promote healthy hair growth. So our first ingredient is going to be shea butter, which is amazing for both the skin and therefore the scalp, as well as the hair itself, because it's very nourishing. It's got wonderful nutrients, vitamins in there, and it's also got fats in there which are good for both the skin and the hair. And I'm also going to add some cocoa butter, which is also really good for both the skin and the hair. But if you don't have cocoa butter, you can use mango butter instead, or if you only have shea butter, you can just use shea butter. It'll be just as good. Now and again, I like to mix my butters because they have slightly different nutrient profiles, but also different textures. Shea butter is really creamy, while cocoa butter is quite firm, as you know. And then I'm going to add some coconut oil, which is really good and nourishing for the skin and the hair. It's quite softening for the skin and can also help to promote healthy hair growth. But if your hair doesn't like coconut oil, you can leave it out altogether. And then I'm going to add some vitamin E oil. Vitamin E is a really good antioxidant and it can help to protect the skin and the hair from free radical damage, and therefore helps to prevent things like split ends or split shafts in the hair, but it's really good for skin overall. And then I'm going to add this rose-infused oil. This is a DIY and I've put a link to the video in which I showed you how to make it in the description box below. So you'll get the benefits of rose oil if you watch that video. And I'm also going to add some glycerite. This is rose glycerite, a DIY, and I've put a link to the video in which I showed you how to make it in the description box below. So this glycerite is what's going to give our butter the nice soft pink color, and it's also going to give it the natural rose perfume or scent, which is just beautiful. So first of all, I'm going to mix the butters and oils and melt them. So I'm going to add some boiling water into that dish and then put my bowl in the water. So this is what's going to create the hot bath or warm bath to melt the butters. So I'm adding 1 tablespoon of each. So 1 tablespoon of the shea butter, and then I'll add 1 tablespoon of the cocoa butter. So remember, the cocoa butter is quite firm, so the shea butter will melt before that. And I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of the coconut oil. So this is a good way to warm up your oils or melt them rather than put them in the microwave or directly into the pan, because it's going to help all these butters retain their nutrients, because you're not cooking them, you're just warming them up and allowing them to melt. So the coconut oil will melt first, followed by the shea butter, and then the cocoa butter takes a little while, but just be patient and keep moving it about and it will eventually melt. So once the butters have melted, I'm now going to add the rose oil, and I'm adding 3 tablespoons of the rose infused oil, and then I'm going to mix them really, really well. And then once I've mixed them, I'm just going to allow them to cool down and solidify. So they will solidify even if you leave them at room temperature. You don't need to put them in the fridge. But if you're in a hurry, you can cover the bowl with cling film, foil, or even a tea towel, and then put it in the fridge for a few minutes. So I didn't let mine solidify completely. I just left it on the soft side because that will make it much easier to whisk. And now I'm going to add the glycerite. So I'm adding the glycerite at this stage because I didn't want it to be in the fridge. So you can add 2 to 3 tablespoons. It just depends on how much glycerin you want to add. I wouldn't add more than that because then it gets really sticky. And also some people just don't like a lot of glycerin in the hair. And then I'm going to add the equivalent of half a teaspoon of the vitamin E oil, and then I'm just going to blend everything really well. So you'll notice that it will start off with that rosy pink color to begin with, but the more you blend, the lighter it'll get. So it's not going to stay this color. It will lighten up quite considerably, but you'll see that even as it lightens up, it will still have the nice pink tinge. So just from experience, I could tell that my buttercream wasn't going to be as creamy as I would like it to be. So I added a little bit more of the glycerite as well as just a little bit more of the oil. So I added about half a tablespoon of glycerite and also half a tablespoon of the oil. And it gave me the consistency that I want. And then I just whisked again for a few more minutes, and you do want to whisk it for a few minutes because this is what's going to make it really nice and creamy and make sure that all the ingredients are mixed thoroughly. So you will create a little bit of heat as you're whisking, so the mixture will initially become quite liquid, but that's to be expected. So this is what it looks like after I whisked it the once, and as you can see, it's still quite liquid. So I'm just going to leave this at room temperature and it will solidify again. You don't have to put it back in the fridge. And as you can see, it has solidified again, and I just want it to be creamier than this. So I'm going to whisk it one more time. And double whisking or triple whisking is a really good way to make sure that your butters or buttercreams stay creamy rather than become really solid, as they can do, particularly in cold environments. So I'm just going to whisk it one more time, and then once I've done that, I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like now. It's absolutely beautiful. It's creamy and it's a really nice consistency. It'll be so easy to apply. Absolutely beautiful, and it smells gorgeous. So now I'm just going to put it into my container. So I always say, if you're going to put it in a container, make sure your container is clean and sterilized. Here is our gorgeous buttercream, absolutely beautiful, and as you can see it is nice and creamy, and this will make it really easy to apply. So you apply it to your skin and just enjoy the softness and that beautiful rose scent. It's best to use this after a bath or shower because that will help to lock in the moisture and really help to soften the skin. But you can use it in between as well, and particularly if you've got really dry, cracked skin. And as I said, you can use it as a hair butter. So you apply this after you've applied your liquid and leave-in conditioner because that will help to seal in the moisture. And you can also add it to your deep conditioners because that will make them nice and rich and help to soften your hair. And you can also use it as a pre-poo. So as you can see, this is a very versatile butter, and the beautiful thing about this, there's no moisture in there, so you don't need to add a preservative. You can leave this at room temperature. You don't need to put this in the fridge, and it will last for months and months and months without a preservative. So it is absolutely amazing. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see, I had a bit of fun just decorating that with some dry rose petals and also drizzled a little bit of a glycerite, but you don't have to. But I was going to give this to a friend as a gift, and that's why I just wanted to have a bit of fun with it. And you are allowed to have fun with our DIYs. Absolutely. That's part of the enjoyment and part of the beauty of DIYs. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you do make it. And if you do come back and let me know how you get on. And if you've got any other questions at all, leave them in the comment section and I will be right here to answer them for you. So take care, my lovelies, of yourselves, and also take care of your loved ones. And I'll see you soon in my next video. Before I go, I'd like to give my subscribers a massive thank you because your love and support is helping this channel to grow, and we are going to grow together. If you've not yet subscribed, then please do subscribe, and also click the bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever I have a new video on the channel, as well as when I have a new post in my community tab. So until next time, take care. Bye for now, and God bless.